What up, everybody? Duck here. Welcome to a lunch edition of the stream. About to go get some grub here in a sec. Just wanted to go live real quick. Because yeah, we're at some critical points here, right? Last time we talked, we were at this critical point, right? Critical range midpoint. We have since then sold off from there, which we kind of expected due to the 4 hour, wait, what are we on right here? 4 hour. No, it was an hourly, right? We said we did not have it on the 4 hour. This was a 1 hour bearish divergence, okay? That's what's playing out. So 4 hour did not have it. You only had bullish convergence. You're starting to sell off or get some negative momentum here a bit. But again, this could just end up being a convergence. It doesn't, because look, I mean, in order for this to get actual bullish divergence, okay, you would actually have to make a lower low. You'd have to sell off below this, okay? You'd have to have a lower low on price with higher levels of positive momentum, all right? Or lower levels of negative momentum, I should say. But either way, I don't really think that's going to be the case, okay? So some convergence, bullish convergence on the 4 hours, probably all you're going to get. Now, as far as this 1 hour goes, again, we saw it like this. We had the divergence from previous previous discernible high point to the next current high point, right? That was our bearish divergence. We also got this tail end RSI bearish divergence to go with it, and we have since then all night sold off, just like we kind of talked about. I said, in your sleep, this is gonna probably just boom. All right, so what happened was, for one, we back tested the neckline. All right, that's what we said was the first area of interest, right? We were like, look, we're gonna, if we start selling off here, that's your first target, right? It would have been this like this C low swing point of the harmonic there, which also coincided with this neckline. Remember, we even moved it down a bit last night. So anyways, you basically just had that range, right, that you sold into. That was your target one. If you got a target two, not saying that we don't need to, okay? If you got a target two, that would be down here, like this A area. But again, we don't need to. Instead, we actually said that if we are in really bullish conditions, this low time frame bearish pattern is not going to do a whole lot other than reset the oscillators. We have reset the oscillators. Your RSI went from oversold to overbought, from overbought to oversold. Excuse me. Okay, so looking back at this sell-off, right? Remember, we fibbed this from low to high, and we talked about hitting a golden retrace, and we also talked about that this upsloping trend line in yellow, right? So that's that yellow trend line coming right through that golden zone, okay? Well, that is right exactly where you currently are. You fell below it, hit the 618, and now you're back above it, okay? So this is perfectly fine as far as retraces go. You got both the Dow's theory 50% retrace and the 618 golden retrace, okay? So as far as retraces go, from just on common wavelengths, okay, this is fine. You don't need anything further. If you do end up getting something further, not saying it can't happen, we just talked about this being that next target area, right? Well, how would we get in there? Well, you know, we have a couple things playing here, okay? You have a cipher that we've been watching for a while, right? X, A, B, C1272. This would have a 786. Okay, there's your 786. There's how you get back into that zone. Okay, and that's right where your target is, your entry of that shark, right at the 786 of this low time frame cipher. So that could be it right there if you get some selling off. All right, what else might do it is the fact that you're also painting a larger harmonic. We have to change the color here, but hold on, watch. X, just go all the way to it. A, 618, right? We just got a 618. So this could retrace anywhere from a 382 to an 886. Let's just call it right here. And then we'd get a 786 off of this. Well, that 786 is that exact same point, okay? And this would be a Gartley. So let's change the cipher to yellow. And we'll leave the Gartley blue. Okay, so that's how that would look. Okay, so you'd have a combined completion zone sitting right here. Okay, but in order for this Gartley and blue to play out, you need to bounce right here where you're at, right? You got to bounce and go put in the C of the Gartley. Then you come and hit the D, all right? And that's where you hit the D of the cipher at the same time. So ultimately making the cipher actually pull itself a bit over duration wise and look more like this, okay? Makes sense? You see that? You see that? You see that? Yeah? Okay. So again, that's just more sideways chop, right? Continued sideways chop. But again, until it actually happens, we don't have to get any of that, right? We don't have to get any of that. We could actually just we could be just good with this already, because on the higher time frame, you already have a massive shark here, and you just got your 5-0, you got your shark to hit a 50, right? And as soon as you hit the 50, you retraced back to kind of the entry point. That's kind of how 5-0s can play out in bullish conditions. So it doesn't have to necessarily kill you, okay? This could still just do something like this, all right? So now what does that look like? Okay, so on the 4 hour, basically this is kind of what we talked about, right? We would have our initial low, and then this current sell-off, reset the low time frame oscillators, just paints our slightly higher low. All right, somewhere here, this is gonna hopefully hold up. Let me bring this back. I moved it. And you eventually have this like slightly higher low. Yes, it can go more. Okay, yes, it can go more. You can end up with this being at that 786. Okay, I'm not gonna say that it can't. That's just kind of what we're dealing with right now. Okay, so for the moment, your low is here. All right. Again, that's a little steep, right? This would make a little more sense being a little more shallow, but again, we need more data. We need more data for that, okay? So for time being, another thing I want to kind of look at here on the 4 hour is typically with ascending triangles like this or wedges or anything, it's like we've talked about this, right? You have this like you have this 100% of the pattern itself, right? All the way to the apex of the tip right here, right? From the end start point to the tip. Let's just say that's 100% of the way through. Well, commonly these things break out after only 70% of the way. Okay, yes, could this be our breakout? Sure. Backtest it, fail the range, backtest it, and start selling off. Yeah, I mean, this could be 70% of the way completed, right? And that could be that, right? But that being said, what I'm also kind of looking at is maybe we were just a little tight here, okay? Maybe this pattern is actually a little bit larger in structure, okay? And it actually was more like this, okay? Where we're taking this X, we're going from X to X, and then this recent kind of, this current low almost, right? And this close, all right? You see that's kind of what I'm looking at there? All right, so that also makes this pattern a little larger, and therefore this would have probably been it here, okay? Using like this A kind of touches here. All right, so if that's the case, now it's actually, we're at the 70% of the way through the, see here's 100%, right? Back this up 70%. All right, we're 70% of the way through. So here's where we either get our reaction down or we get our reaction up, okay? It's kind of one or the other at this point, and that almost seems to make a little more sense, okay? So let's keep this in mind. Again, we don't want to lose any of these lows, okay? Like, you know, losing the all of this harmonic structure, right? And backtesting that as resistance is going to be the death, right? You're going to end up back at the 20K previous all-time high from 2017 if you guys reject this 30K and sell off. Okay, and I'm talking probably even more so on the daily. Let's close below it on the daily and follow through price action the following day or two behind that close. Okay, that's what would really confirm this, right? Again, right now we're fine. Okay, we're fine. We talked about this last night. We literally said embrace this dump. Okay, so we made some money off of it, and yeah, that's all we do, right? We make money both ways. Wherever we find ourselves an edge, we found ourselves a small edge on a low time frame. We took it, it played out. Okay, that's it. Now it played out, like we just said. It played out. Okay, so traders like myself personally closed that short hedge. Okay, the longs stayed open, but the short hedge was closed, and now some of that capital is being redistributed to places like AAVE. Okay, so that's going to be bidders continuing to step in, like myself adding to a shitcoin here. Bidders are stepping in. Okay, but I can't do this alone. I need much many more bidders and fewer sellers, right? Supply and demand. Okay, so what we need to have happen here is, yeah, maybe we chop around here a little more, and you even double bottom here somewhere on a low time frame, right? So whatever. Okay, ideally we just need to simply hold. Okay, however you hold, and you need to just get price back out and to this range. I mean, you have a square up right there at 35. Okay, so we're probably going to see that. But this range midpoint, right? I mean, we just need to get back above this range midpoint. It's crucial. Okay, and then we test the range high. All right, but first order business is this midpoint. We have to get above it. Have to. Okay, so that is 35.5. We have to take this from 32 back to 35.5 and get above it. All right, and what we cannot do is get below 30 and do it the opposite way, below 30, right? We do not want to do that below 30. We want to do it above 35.5. Time is now. Moving along. Russian Ethereum, same thing. You're just we even talked about this last night. We said, look, you get this initial low, slightly higher low time frame Gartley with the large time frame Gartley, X, A, B, C, D, Gartley's everywhere, Gartley's, right? This is up only until further notice, all right? Like way the fuck up only, like way up only, like way up only, okay? You don't just double Gartley, all right? You don't just do that shit, all right? So, yeah. Previous areas of congestion, okay? Previous areas of congestion, right? So we make a pattern at a critical support, horizontal line support area, right? On a significant time frame, multiple patterns coinciding. We have double Gartleys. And yeah, I mean, this is how we develop here, okay? This is how we accumulate positions. This is the kind of stuff that we're looking for day. All right, so moving back along, we are now painting this slightly higher low here. So again, this one's a little shallower, so it's much nicer here. But yeah, so you got some structure developing, okay? So structure developing, we paint ourselves back in towards the top side of this, right? Get back up in here, maybe chop back down one more time, eventually break out, back test, go, okay? Break, hook, go. Break, hook, go. That's what we're looking for on Ethereum, Russian Ethereum. All right, I just was gonna change my cursor a little. Moving along. ETH BTC, you put in a lower low, scary-ish, scary, but still just at that entry area, okay? You're right back up into it. As soon as you got out of it, you're back in it. So you don't want to fall below all this stuff, right? The time is now. Look, and you're getting a reaction right to tweezer double bottom, slightly higher low, bullish engulfing. Time is now. Okay, you don't if you fail for much longer, you're gonna be gone, right? You're gonna kill it. So you have to react now. There's no time left. There's no time left. And you're getting that reaction on the USDT pair, so that's okay. Bitcoin holding above 32, critical, right? So time is now. Litecoin, right? We talked about this as well last night. We said, look, it's possible that we get a small reaction to the downside. It was very minimal, very minimal. Much higher low at the moment, okay, where we had this initial low and a much higher low being painted currently. Whoops. So yeah, I like that. So let's get back above this neckline, okay? Back above this downsloping trend line, and then we go, because that's our bigger picture here, right? So we need to get ourselves back above these levels in order to mess with this entire structure and to be able to see these much higher prices up here. Golden zone, deep retrace, right? Deep retrace up here, golden zone in green, okay? So let's see what we could do here. OMG, same thing. We looked for a little bit of a sell-off. It was minuscule in comparison. Bitcoin sold off the most, okay? Which is kind of crazy. But yeah, minuscule. And Bitcoin didn't even really sell off that bad. All we did was sell off to the 618. Like, what are we even talking about here? Look at this. 618. 31,580. 618. Perfect. Okay. So OMG sold off. Again, this is up to Bitcoin. When Bitcoin says it's time to reverse, if Bitcoin says it's now, it's time to reverse is now, well then all your other shit coins like OMG, you don't have to sell off anymore. The sell off could have already have happened, okay? So now all we do, maybe we just range a little bit sideways here and then go, but really, I mean, this is set up, guys. This is I don't know. This is what we're looking for, okay? So mega bearish right now, looking for 25k. I mean, sure, like I just said, if we lose 30k significantly and backtest it as resistance, then yeah, your 25k is going to be an easy target. You're going to hit 20k. 25k is just going to be the beginning of it, right? But until you break below 30 and backtest it as resistance, there's no freaking way I'm going to get bearish right now, okay? So the fact that you're mega bearish and the fact that we're above 32 right now, I don't understand that. I can't help you with that. You're on your own, bro. Good luck with you. All right, moving along. AVAX. AVAX 1272, slightly higher low, double bottom, initial low, okay, slightly higher low, and neckline building, okay. Next order of business, break above, then break above the downsloping trend line, paint the head and shoulders, get everybody set up, and then frickin' moon them, brah, moon them, death. FTM, slightly higher low. We have a massive Gartley type bat structure where we have a combo 886786D with a 618B. So again, this could have been an 886, which is right here. That's exactly where your double bottoming is, at the 886. That is characteristics of a bullish bat, which also similar characteristics of a Gartley, just due to the 618 being B. The bat would have had a 50 on the 618, right? So it's like a combination. Bartley. We'll call this the Bartley. The bat with the Gartley is the Bartley, bro. Come on. Bart down. Make the inverse Bart. Bart up. The Bartley. You heard it here first. I think. I don't know. Moving along, FTT, double bottom, slightly higher low. Okay, you had the initial wick down low. This is a higher low. structure starting to develop. Next order of business, break back above the neckline, right? This current overhead resistance, break back above it and find our way to higher prices, $35, okay? So let's move along to XLM. Similar story across the board. Look, we wanted this little dump on the side here. It doesn't have to be this long, all right? It doesn't have to be long, okay? It could be shallow. It's still a V rounded Adam and Eve double bottom neckline measured move, okay? You take the measured move from the low to the neckline, you paste it. That's how we end up at the next overhead critical level at around 35 cents, okay? Everything looks the same right now. AAVE, this ended up painting a 113 Sharky poo, okay? Very disrespectful, but at the same time, like, okay, so at the same time you have a 113 shark, okay? Look at what's happening also to it. Check this out. X, A, B, C, D. Gartley at the 113. At the 113. Okay, guys? This ain't no joke. This is a buy zone. Buy zone. Buy zone. You buy. Here. Buy it. Buy more. Right here. Okay? You're buying at 180. You're going to sell at 400, 500, 600. Okay? Enjoy it. All right. Moving back along. Now we're above 232, 240. So this is good. Low time frame. Hit that 1618. Bro. Watch a stream last night. We said we're going to common retrace right into this neckline. If we lose the neckline, we're going to hit the 1618. We double tweezer bottomed at the 1618. You fell below it by like $80. And we said that when it was at 35. Our entry is 35. Our entry is not even like hardly visible. It's 35.4, bro. 35.488 or some shit like that. It's up here. Like it's on this wick. 34.88. Yeah, but top, bro. Top. It's called top. Okay, and we call 1618 bottom. Now we're saying moon. Okay, this is how we do it. Ebbs and flows. Bulls make money, bears make money, bulls make more money. The only ones that are losing here are the greedy pigs that are over leveraging, over positioning. Okay. What are you talking about? Who on what chart? That ain't no shark. On Bitcoin? Is that what you're talking about right now? Seriously? This ain't a shark? I don't know, bro. You should probably just delete your account right now. Move on to another trade. That's a fucking shark. And that's a fucking shark. Okay. So, I don't know. Remember, you have these 886s, sharks, 886s, and 113s, okay? Sharks, 886s, and 113s, okay? What are we looking at? Bear sharks, okay? When we just, not the actual shark. Stupid Google. Okay. Look, 886s and 113s, 886s and 113s, okay? 886s, 113s, and 1618s, okay? 886s, 113s, and 1618s, okay? What do you see all over this? 113s, 886s, 1618s, 113s, all right, guys? That's what you do on Sharkies. 113s, 886s, 1618s. Those are characteristics of sharks, okay? 113s, 1618s, 886. When you see those numbers, you think sharks, okay? When you see 1618s, or when you see 618 with 786, that's Gartley's. Okay, so there's ways of remembering these things that it'll trigger to you, or you just reference the book, the pattern, the Google, whatever the heck you want. Just it's not hard to pull it. Okay, so again, we need a reversal action to occur here. Okay, so need to get back above, these resistance areas. All right, and majorly the midpoint up here. Okay, so majorly the midpoint. All right, so I don't know. What do you think, Magic 8 Ball? What do we got going on? What are you seeing in our future? Magic 8 Ball says it's time, boys. I don't know. I really got nothing more to say. That pretty much concludes the episode of the stream. You've heard what I have to say. You've heard what the Magic 8 Ball has to say. I'm hungry. I'm going to get some lunch. Stream's recorded if you missed it. Catch you in a few hours. Duck out. Peace.